If your mind is still holding on to the day, you can let everything soften now. The thoughts, the tension, the weight of it. This time is just for you to unwind, to reset, and to gently move toward rest. This can become a space you return to whenever you need to let go and feel a little lighter. Over time, your mind may begin to recognize this process and settle more easily each night. Make sure you're somewhere safe and comfortable. Just begin to settle. And now, just allowing your awareness to begin settling gently into your body without needing anything to change, without needing to do anything at all. Noticing the surface beneath you, supporting you completely, quietly, steadily, holding you in place so there is nothing you need to hold yourself. And you may notice the breath already beginning to soften, perhaps becoming slower, without effort, without control, just happening on its own. And as your awareness gently drifts and returns, you might notice the space around your eyes beginning to soften. Those small muscles letting go just slightly, and perhaps becoming aware again of your jaw loosening, unclenching, the tongue resting more heavily, the face smoothing, becoming still. And this softening may begin to spread slowly, gently, down through your neck, loosening, unwinding, as though tension is no longer needed and there is nothing you need to do to make this happen. Your body already understands this, already recognizing this familiar process. And each time you return to this, it becomes easier, more natural, more automatic. And now, becoming aware of your shoulders and how they can begin to drop, even just a little more, releasing any quiet holding. And as you notice this, perhaps your arms begin to feel heavier, resting, supported, completely held, a gentle weight forming, increasing slowly, and this drifting feeling continuing to spread down through your arms, into your hands, into your fingers, where even the smallest muscles can soften. And you may notice a growing sense of stillness beginning to expand across your whole upper body. And as your awareness drifts and returns, becoming aware again of your chest rising and falling, slowly, gently, effortlessly, and with each breath, a little more softness, a little more release, a little more letting go. And now, awareness drifting down into your stomach, where everything can begin to loosen, soften, settle. And as this continues, your hips, your legs, your knees, your calves, your feet, all beginning to follow naturally, without effort, each area releasing in its own time, each area becoming heavier, calmer, quieter, and perhaps becoming aware again of how your whole body is supported, held, with nothing required of you at all. And as you continue to drift, this gentle settling becomes deeper, more complete, more familiar, as though your body is remembering exactly how to do this, exactly how to let go. And each time you return to this, it becomes easier, more natural, more automatic, and you may notice a gentle rhythm of drifting and returning, awareness softening, then settling again. And each time you return, your body relaxes more completely, more deeply, and there is nothing you need to do, nothing you need to change, just allowing everything to soften, everything to slow, everything to settle. And now, just allowing yourself to drift deeper into this feeling of rest, letting everything become heavier, quieter, calmer, and just continuing to let go. This may begin to feel familiar, a quiet kind of drifting. Something your mind starts to recognize without needing to think about it. A gentle slowing happening in the background. Steady, unhurried. Not something you create, just something that begins to happen on its own. The body becoming still, the muscles loosening further, the breath soft, slow, even. Each inhale barely needing to rise, each exhale releasing just a little more, and awareness gradually fading, not disappearing, just becoming quieter, less defined, less connected to anything outside this moment. And in this familiar space, there can be a quiet sense of ease, as if returning here is something your mind already knows, something it can do without effort, without needing to work anything out, without needing to follow anything through, just settling because it recognizes this feeling. And each time this happens, it may feel a little easier to settle, a little quicker to let go, as if the path becomes clearer, more natural, more familiar, with nothing to figure out, nothing to change, nothing to manage, just resting in this steady quiet, allowing everything to soften, to slow, to settle. And as this continues, awareness can drift further, becoming less defined, less present, less interested in holding on to anything at all, just moving gently into deeper rest. And the more familiar this becomes, the more easily it returns. As if your mind begins to recognize this space before you even notice it yourself. As if it arrives here naturally, without needing direction, without needing effort. And in that recognition, everything can settle more deeply, more completely, with less awareness of the process itself. Just a quiet continuation, a soft drifting, where nothing stands out, nothing calls for attention, nothing needs to be followed. Just this calm, this stillness, this steady quiet, where everything feels simple and everything feels at ease. And as this deepens, even the sense of drifting can begin to fade, leaving only rest, only quiet, only this gentle settling, continuing on its own into deeper, more restful, more complete sleep. As you continue to relax, there's nothing you need to do, nowhere you need to go. This can be a space you return to whenever you need rest, a place your mind begins to recognize, where it can let go more easily each time. And simply being here is enough. As you continue to drift, feeling that tiredness already in your body, yet the mind still awake. That familiar space where rest is close, but not quite there. And there's nothing unusual about this, nothing to fix. Because even this state can gently shift on its own. You don't need to force sleep or try to make it happen. You can simply remain here, resting in the tiredness, letting the body stay heavy exactly as it is, and allowing the mind to do a little less. This familiar session, something you return to night after night, where effort begins to fade and sleep comes more easily. Even if thoughts are still present, moving quietly in the background. You don't need to follow them or give them meaning. They can simply pass without pulling you in, like distant sounds that slowly fade away. And that sense of being awake can begin to soften, not all at once, just gradually, as your system realizes there is nothing required of you, nowhere to go, nothing to solve, just resting here in this quiet space where sleep is already nearby. And as you stay with this, without trying, the mind can begin to quiet on its own, like a gentle dimming of activity. Less engagement, less effort. Your breathing, slow and steady, becoming a soft rhythm that carries you further away from thinking and closer to sleep, without needing to do anything. This is how it happens, naturally, when you stop trying and allow it. A passive shift, a quiet change from awake to drifting. And even if you notice it, that's okay, because noticing can fade too, as you continue to rest with nothing to manage, nothing to control. This is something you return to again and again, a familiar way of allowing sleep to arrive. And each time you experience this, it becomes easier, more automatic, more natural, as if your system remembers how to let sleep happen. And that tiredness in your body can begin to take over, gently, steadily, drawing you further down into quiet rest, where thinking becomes distant and fading. And the more you allow this, the less there is to notice, less awareness, less movement, just softness, just stillness, just that quiet drifting into sleep. And somewhere in the distance of morning, you may wake feeling a little clearer, a little more refreshed, as though rest came in its own time. But for now, there's nothing to reach for, just continuing to drift, continuing to soften, allowing sleep to happen naturally, in its own way, in its own time, until even this awareness begins to fade, and all that remains is calm and sleep. Sleep can begin to happen in its own way, without effort, without needing to try, without needing to guide anything at all. Just a natural drifting, as if everything is aligning quietly on its own. The body already resting, the mind already softening, thoughts becoming distant, less frequent, less important, appearing lightly, then fading again, without needing to be followed. And the more this continues, the more natural it feels to simply let go, to allow sleep to take over, nothing needing to be controlled, nothing needing to be guided, nothing needing to be held in place, nothing needing to be completed, just a quiet transition from awareness into deeper rest. And as this becomes familiar, your mind may begin to recognize this feeling, a way of drifting that feels easy, something that happens more quickly each time, more naturally each time. And within this rest, there can be a subtle shift, a quiet settling, a soft release, as if something inside is easing, softening, finding a calmer balance, so that when you wake, there's a sense of calm, a clearer, lighter mind, a feeling of having rested deeply, and a quiet sense that things feel just a little better, without needing to know why. And for now, just continuing to drift, slowly, gently, steadily, drifting further and further, deeper and deeper, softly, quietly, easily, letting go a little more with each moment, drifting and settling and softening. Nothing to follow, nothing to return to. Just this quiet, steady rest, continuing on its own into sleep. As you drift deeper, this can become your space, a place you return to night after night, where you can rest, let go, and allow everything to soften. And each time you come back, it may feel a little easier to settle and to sleep. And as this continues, there's nothing more you need to do. Nothing more to follow, nothing more to return to right now. This can be a space you return to whenever you need rest. Something your mind begins to recognize. A place that feels familiar each time you come back. And each time you return, it may feel a little easier to settle, a little quicker to let go. Just allowing everything to keep drifting, slowly, gently, steadily, drifting further and further, deeper and deeper, softly, quietly, easily, letting go a little more with each moment, drifting and settling and softening. Nothing to hold on to, nothing to stay connected to. Just this quiet, steady rest, continuing on its own. With no need to do anything at all. No effort, no trying, no need to control anything. Just allowing your body to rest exactly as it is. And your mind can begin to settle in its own time. Like everything is slowly softening, unwinding, releasing. And as you drift deeper and deeper, you may notice a quiet sense of ease beginning to form. Not something you create, just something that's already there, underneath everything. A gentle steadiness, a calm that doesn't need to be forced. And while you sleep, your mind can continue to settle in the background, softly, naturally, without you needing to do anything at all. And any tension, any weight you've been carrying, can begin to loosen and fade in its own time, leaving behind a lighter feeling, a quieter space. And as the night continues, this calm, this steadiness can deepen and stabilize, becoming more familiar, more natural. And by the time you wake, you may notice something subtle has shifted. Nothing dramatic, just a quiet sense that things feel a little easier, a little lighter, a little more steady. And that's enough. And for now, just drift, rest, and sleep.